The Galactic Survival Academy had stood for 3,000 cycles, its reputation unshakable across 47 star systems. Every aspiring explorer, soldier, and colonist passed through its grueling certification program. The statistics were clear: 94% completion rate, average time of 6 planetary rotations, 0 fatalities with proper equipment usage. Then Marcus Webb arrived. Instructor. Zixthar's crystalline sensory organs flickered with what his species expressed as confusion as he watched the human check in at the equipment depot. The survival course was brutal by design, a simulation of the hostile moon Krev 9, complete with sub-zero temperatures, predatory fauna analogs, and terrain designed to break both body and spirit. You will require all 47 items, Zixthar explained, gesturing toward the meticulously organized survival kit. The thermal regulator prevents hypothermia. The nutrition synthesizer provides sustenance. The portable shelter. I'll take the knife, Marcus said, picking up a standard-issue combat blade from the kit. Zixthar's translucent form rippled, the equivalent of a double take. I do not understand. The knife alone will not, and maybe the water purifier, Marcus continued, then paused. Actually, no. Just the knife. Human Marcus Webb, you misunderstand the nature of this course. Participants have perished in preliminary simulations when equipment failed. You are proposing to enter with approximately 2% of the recommended gear. Marcus tested the knife's edge against his thumb, nodded approvingly, and tucked it into his belt. I grew up in Alaska. My grandfather was Special Forces. This? He gestured toward the simulation chamber. This is just camping with extra steps. Zixthar had overseen 11,000 students. None had displayed such incomprehensible confidence. Or stupidity. The line between the two was often thin. I must advise against this course of action. Advice noted. Marcus grinned. That peculiar human expression that showed teeth which Zixthar had learned indicated either friendliness or threat. Context was everything with humans. Let's do this. The simulation began at dawn. Marcus materialized on a rocky outcropping, wind howling around him with enough force to stagger most species. The temperature read -40 degrees standard. Toxic atmosphere warnings flashed across the environmental display that every participant received via neural link. He ignored them and started walking. By hour 3, Zixthar's concern had evolved into academic fascination. Marcus had fashioned crude rope from plant fibers, constructed a basic shelter using branches and packed snow, and started a fire using friction and dried moss. The knife had been used for everything: cutting, scraping, digging, even as a makeshift hammer. Remarkable, whispered Jelnara, a fellow instructor. His core temperature is dropping, but within survivable parameters. Humans have exceptional thermal regulation, Zixthar noted, but he is still burning calories at an unsustainable rate. They watched Marcus track and trap a simulation creature, something resembling a cross between a rabbit and a reptile. The kill was quick, efficient. He had the animal skinned and cooking within minutes. That is not in the standard curriculum, Jelnara observed. No, Zixthar agreed. It is not. The second day brought the course's greatest challenge, the canyon crossing. Most participants used the provided grappling equipment, electromagnetic anchor points, and safety harnesses. It took an average of 4 hours with full gear. Marcus studied the 100-meter gap, the churning rapids of liquid methane below, and the icy rock face. Then he started gathering vines. He cannot possibly, Jelnara began. They watched in silence as Marcus wove the vines into a crude rope, tested it repeatedly, and began constructing what appeared to be a primitive grappling hook from branches in his boot. The first 3 throws missed. The fourth caught. The crossing took 7 minutes. Insane, Jelnara breathed. Human, Zixthar corrected, though he was beginning to think the two might be synonymous. By day 4, Marcus had not only survived, but thrived. His shelter had evolved into a semi-permanent structure. He'd created a water filtration system using sand, charcoal, and cloth torn from his jacket. He'd even improved his knife, sharpening it on stones and fashioning a better grip. The final test arrived on day 5, the Predator scenario. A simulated apex hunter, designed to push participants to use their emergency beacons and high-powered deterrent weapons. Marcus killed it with a deadfall trap and spear he'd crafted over 2 days when He emerged from the simulation chamber. Zixthar was waiting with the certification board. 3 admirals and 2 senior instructors, all summoned by the unprecedented performance. How? Admiral Threnzik demanded. 47 items, each scientifically proven necessary. You used one. Marcus cleaned his knife on his torn pants and shrugged. Humans evolved on a death world. For thousands of years, we survived with less than this. A knife? He held up the blade. This is luxury. My ancestors had rocks and spite. The course is designed to be impossible without proper equipment, another instructor protested. No, Marcus replied, his grin returning. It's designed to be impossible without knowing how to adapt. Equipment fails, bodies fail, but up here, he tapped his temple. The human survival instinct doesn't quit. We're persistence hunters. We outlast everything. Zixthar's form rippled with what might have been respect. You could have died. Could have, Marcus agreed. But I had a knife and attitude. And that, he said, accepting his certification pad with the highest score in Academy history, has gotten humanity through ice ages, plagues, wars, and worse. I figured it'd be enough for your course, too. As Marcus walked away, Zixthar updated the course materials. Under the human species entry, he added a new note. Equipment recommendations flexible, apparently. Admiral Threnzik read over his shoulder. You should add, do not underestimate. No, Zixthar said, watching the human disappear down the corridor, whistling something cheerful and probably violent. That lesson they must learn themselves. The next class of students arrived the following week. The survival kit still contained 47 items, but now next to the knife was a small placard. Warning: humans have completed this course with this item alone. You are not human. Take all equipment. It was the kindest thing Zixthar could think to do.